Very good evening to all of you. For the first time in last 3 years, it's the first time I can see your faces. Just one question to all the parents and the old boys. And we would like to respond to that with the sound. Are you happy to be here? Are you happy to be here? Do I need to read the annual report for you to tell you that what all we have been doing for the entire year? Yet, I will do my responsibility, but I won't take much time. Honorable Chief Guest, that's not our usual fashion, but I said, let's do it. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Kunal Bahal, President Board of Governors, His Highness Maharaja Jyotiraditya Scindia, members of the Board of Governors, Madhav awardees, distinguished guests, parents, my friends, which means old boys, my colleagues, dear students, parents, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to welcome each one of you to the 120th Founders Day of this wonderful school. It is my utmost honor to welcome our Chief Guest and co-founder Snapdeal, Mr. Bahal. He has achieved a lot and scaled his way to the zenith. He has created, ladies and gentlemen, one of the India's largest online marketplaces. We all know of his success, and to do full justice to my address towards him, instead of reading his achievements, I would like to read out a few lines that define the character of this person. He says, keep learning. No one, however gifted or talented, can know and experience everything. Hence, it is important to draw learnings from others' experiences and mistakes, so that you can be more efficient. Always be a sponge for knowledge. It helps in building a mature and deep perspective on many matters we encounter in business. Mr. Bahal, your quote does not just apply to a business, but it is that philosopher's stone which keeps us aligned to the goal. With this, I would like you to know that we are very, very happy to receive you and to welcome you for this wonderful day. Thank you for adding joy and color to this evening's festivity. And thank you for the honor. I also extend a warm welcome to the students of class of 1992 and class of 2007 who have gathered here. We still have a day to go. For their reunion, it is always a joy to receive you and experience the warmth that you bring to the school. I also take this opportunity with all humility to welcome Mr. N.K. Tiwari, our former principal of the school, and other former teachers like Mr. M.S. Vedi, Mr. B.S. Dheer, Mr. Lalin Singh, Mr. S.N. Upadhyay, and Mr. D.N. Posti. Welcome you, sirs. It is with utmost pleasure that I also welcome representatives of International Student House, ISH London, led by Mr. Martin Chalker, Executive Director of ISH, and his wife, Mrs. Ruth, Mr. David O'Brien, Governor and President, International Students House Alumni Organization, Mr. Neil David Glover, Vice President, ISH Alumni Organization, and Ms. Julie Borovica, Alumni Relations at ISH, and our own Dr. Vikram Mathur, Governor and Alumni of ISH, Governor Alumni Scindia School. Before I read the report, I would like to share a good news, because I think we should start with good news. Mr. Chalker has very kindly informed me about their decision to increase the number of scholarships. From next year, they will be sponsoring 2 students for Westminster College, and will continue adding 1 student more every year, but maximum of 5 at any given time. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Dear sirs, with the permission of the President, Board of Governors, and with your permission, I would like to present the report of the school for the year gone by, and believe me, it will be very, very precise. Focusing on well-rounded education, this year's journey has been all about strengthening our core and fortifying the individuals with the Scindian ethos that plays an instrumental role in making us realize our inherent potential. As ever, the unending journey to find the right path and the right balance in the middle of mad rush and infinite choices continued this year too. We made every effort to integrate the fundamental principles of learning, which are simple, straight, relevant, and practical. As a testimony to our above efforts, I must inform you that we have gone a step further this year, and we were adjudged the 2nd best all-boys boarding school in India in the Education World Rankings. But I have more important thing to say. While we celebrate our ranking this year, I would like to share my heart with all of you. For schools such as ours, there is no need for any external validation. We must be reminded all the time that this institution has evolved through more than a century of achievements and tradition of innovation, which reflects in our alumni and is the true testimony of what we stand for. Our old boys, popularly called Scindians, are a microcosm of the same society that we live in. And they are spread all over the country and across the globe in search for knowledge, opportunities, and new challenges. Their contributions have made a difference everywhere, and they command socio-economic prominence wherever they live. And that is the real validation and award which this school has received time and again. Now you can compliment yourself. Well done. This year saw some path-breaking achievements and sizable feats of success. 15 students of the batch of class 12 got admissions in renowned colleges like University of Illinois, University of Wisconsin, De Anza College of Technology, and many more. Most of these admissions are on scholarships ranging between 25% to 100%. We can now also conduct admission tests to premium UK universities for our students in our school itself. The school brass band continues to bring laurels to the school by marching at the Rajpath on the Republic Day. Rakila Bhutia was awarded for his exceptional performance. We are proud of you, boys. God bless you. To provide impetus to the finer side of our being, yesterday or maybe today somebody was talking that if you were co-ed, will your kids be better? So for that, we tried a couple of initiatives this year. The school hosted the first ever Scindia Literary Fest, in which 8 internationally acclaimed paladins of art and literature visited the fort and enriched the students. Under the aegis of Speak Mackey, a play entitled Raj Rakt was performed by the Naya Theatre team. To connect with the present with the past and together creating a new future for ourselves, we undertook a very small journey to Kanpur and Banaras and organized 2 road shows in alliance with the SOVA chapters of Kanpur and Banaras. The school presented a cultural evening entitled An Evening with Scindians, Yesterday, Today and Tomorrow. It was also an endeavor of the school to raise awareness about the importance of boarding schools in the current scenario of education. The revival of house evenings proved to be a wonderful forum to the boys of each boarding house to showcase their talents on stage. This year, we saw perceptibly enhanced thrust on academics The revival of winter study camp for class 12 and the morning prep for all classes has been a great success. Other than the usual academic achievements in class 12, board examination, Jatin Rai, Jagjit Jain and Piyush Dinkar scored 100% marks in painting and Abhijit Nagpal scored 100% in political science. Well done, my boys. Shubham Agrawal qualified for the finals of 3rd Nanni Chhau All India Essay Writing Competition. Advait Jain of class 7, a small child, was ranked 6th in MP State Astronomy Quiz organized by an NGO called Aryabhat. This year, a record of 23 students were selected for SGFI National Games, which is a record for last 15 years in various games and categories, and won 16 medals in All India IPSC Games and other state championships. Jigme Gurung, I would like you to stand, Jigme, so that we can acknowledge you. Jigme Gurung broke the CBSE Athletics Cluster record in 3,000 meter race and played SGFI Nationals. Well done, Jigme, God bless you. Akshay, please stand up. Akshay Bhargav represented MP state team as vice captain in under 16 Vijay Merchant Trophy organized by BCCI. God bless Akshay. The horse riding team participated in a horse show and won 10 medals in Delhi. The school hockey team participated in United for Hockey tournament and won the runners up trophy. In the last 6 months that have gone by, 6 students have made it to the SGFI national selection to represent IPSC and MP state tournaments in nationals. I am not getting into details. Under the leadership of Mr. Dhiren Sharma and Ms. Raksha Syria, the spirit of adventure remained an overwhelming force in our lives, and please just concentrate on numbers. 11 students and 1 teacher attended the 12 days basic course in skiing at Gulmarg. 81 students of class 8 attended the educational training camp at National Adventure Institute, Panchmani. 11 students and 2 teachers trekked up to Everest Base Camp to the height of 18,000 feet. 20 students and 1 teacher attended the adventure course at Atal Bihari Vajpayee Institute of Mountaineering, Manali. 10 students attended 14 days adventure course at NIM Uttarkashi. 10 students attended 14 days adventure course at HMI Darjeeling. 7 students and 1 teacher attended the 7th Spiti Gold Residential Project at IYP and trekked to the Kandla Pass in Ladakh. But the many occasions on which we unleashed the spirit of adventure in Scindians. Can we have a clap for this? Just one more data, with a very proud heart, that 15 students from the batch of 16-17 received the Gold Award in IAYP award ceremony held at New Delhi. Urdesh Thakur was a proud recipient of Anurudh Sharma Memorial Award for Adventure. 12 students along with 6 teachers set out on a cycling expedition from Gwalior to Indore, covering 503 kilometers in 5 days, navigating the tough, dodgy roads. Service remained one of our strong pillars of our way of life. The Social Service League under Dr. Bhakuni's leadership continued with its activities all throughout the year. Sonsa Day, Shramjeevi Divas and the IPSC service project at Nathu Kapura were taken up with great enthusiasm. The school, for the second time in a row, organized the Regional Round Square Service project led by the project leader Mr. Vishesh Sahai at Thikse village in Ladakh. This time the project saw several international participants. The USA East Coast trip and the Paris educational tour were also organized under Round Square, under the leadership of Mrs. Bakshi. The school team participated in the Jindal Art Festival called Abhivyakti at Vidya Devi Jindal School, Hisar. The following students received awards in the respective events: Cleopas Limbo, first in wood carving; Chitgan Prabhu, first in Hindi essay writing; Sunil Kumar and Aditya Rathore, second in clay modeling; Rohan Jain, second in card making; and Harshal Ashok, second in sitar performance. In the 44th Platinum Jubilee debate, the school lifted the winning trophy. Well done, my boys. While Pavanjani went on an exchange to St. Philip's, Alice Springs, there were two boys who went to UK just to break some records. Anirudh Awasthi and Ishan Gangwani went to Ellesmere College, UK. Anirudh scored 149 runs not out, consisting of 26 boundaries and a 6, which was the highest scored by any exchange student. Ishan was adjudged as the best batsman. He scored highest number of runs, 370 in 7 matches, aggregating 53 runs per match. While these boys were achieving so much, teachers were also working out to match them. Mr. Gopal Chaturvedi attended a past teachers conference conducted by Goith Institute in Faridabad. Mr. Kamlesh Singh attended a 1-month-long faculty development program at IIM Indore. 7 teachers attended Microsoft in Education Global Training Partner Program at Gurgaon. Ms. Sudha Sharma and Ms. Sangeeta Jain attended a workshop on personal social health education. Under the aegis of IBSC, a seminar on the topic, The Self-Motivated Boy, Developing 21st Century Leadership was held in New Delhi, in which Mr. Rajkumar Kapoor, Dean of ICT, and Mr. Somarajan KS, a young, energetic history teacher, represented the school. Ms. Anita Pandey attended the CBSE Masters Trainers Training on English Core at Jabalpur and was complimented for her proficiency in the subject and professional planning approach. Under the aegis of Seagull Foundation for Arts, a 4-day conference was held on the topic of the idea of India. In Kolkata, Mr. Somarajan KS and Mr. Piyush Vaishnav represented the school in the same. Dr. Smita Trivedi attended CBSE's Master Trainers program at Jabalpur and was selected by CBSE for training teachers for English communication. Now I also take this opportunity to welcome the new members of the faculty who joined us this year. We wish them a long and fruitful stay in this school. The school also bid farewell to our dear colleague Mr. Anil Sharma, who worked for 3 decades, more than 3 decades, as the assistant librarian in this school. Mr. Anil Sharma, thank you very much for all your contribution. Nevertheless, in order to enhance these academic endeavors and related successes further, school has identified a competent person for the Vice Principal Academics position, which will be announced soon. And in our constant endeavor to ensure that every child entrusted to us not only shows an overall improvement, but also remains a happy child, the school has taken a very pragmatic step of creating a new position and identifying a person for the post of Head of Pastoral Care. It gives me immense pleasure to announce that the school has appointed Ms. Smita Chaturvedi for this position. Ms. Chaturvedi is currently heading Delhi Public School, Kashipur. Prior to joining the DPS, she taught English at Mayo College for Girls, Ajmer, and was also the house mistress. She has rich experience of 28 years and held assignments related to CBSE affiliation and inspection paperwork. She has deep knowledge in improving reading, writing, and oratory skills. She is also possesses the administrative experience of 16 years. Can we all welcome her to the singing family? Ms. Chaturvedi, we welcome you and we hope that you have a very, very fruitful and fulfilling tenure with us. All of us have seen that what all has happened on infrastructure, or what all is happening on the infrastructure front. Just a glimpse in future. A number of planned projects are aimed at upgrading the facilities and resources, renovation of Madhav House, relaying of all roads in the campus, setting up of air conditioning in the classrooms, upgradation of sports infrastructure at the gymnasium, basketball court, tennis court and squash court are also on the list. For the convenience of the faculty and the staff, a grocery store has been opened near the Teli temple. A school like ours thrive on the synergy and close bond between the old boys and the institution. We were delighted to welcome different batches of old boys and reconnect with them. The alumni come from different parts of the world to show their love and gratitude for this institution, which has shaped their lives in many ways. The batch of 1967, class of 22, Ruby Jubilee reunion of class of 1976, Ranoji House reunion and the Madhav House reunion were the occasions which linked the past and present and ensured the perennial flow of values from one generation of Scindians to all. At this point of time, we also mourn for the sad demise for some members of the Scindian family. Mrs. Santosh Kapoor, wife of Mr. G.K. Kapoor, a former teacher in the Scindia School. Mr. Lal Sahib Surve, ex-Ranojian, 1946. Mr. Ajit Singh Kelor, ex-Madhav, 1962. Mr. Prakash Sharma, 1972. Mr. Atul Bhargav, Mahaji, 1982. Mr. Vinod Malhotra, ex-Mahaji, 1965. Mr. Shubham Agarwal, ex-Shivaji, 2013. Mr. Madhusudan Rao, ex-Jivaji, 1990. Mr. Rajendra Singh Sehgal, ex-Mahaji, 1967. Mr. Rakesh Roshan, ex-Daulat, 2011. Mrs. Somangshu Ghosh, ex-Danonian, 1982. Dr. Shrikant Davade, ex-Shivaji, 1951. Mr. G.P. Upadhyay, former librarian. Air Commodore Shekhar Chauhan, ex-Siddharth and Vivekanand, 1982. Mr. Yash Kumar Singh Kasliwal, ex-Danonian, 1964. Mr. Dev Khurana, ex-Jai Panay. Mr. Anand Buchasia, Vivekanand, 1981. And Mr. Rahul Bhargav, ex-Ranunian, 1994. We pray to God to give strength to the bereaved family and friends to bear the loss. May their souls rest in peace. May I request all of you to stand and observe silence just for a minute for the respect of these departed souls. Thank you very much. Please be seated. This brings me to the end of my report, but before I close, I should like to express my deep gratitude to the President and members of the Board of Governors for their support and guidance. I am also thankful to my colleagues from teaching and administrative services wings. I sincerely appreciate the help that I have received from the Band of Bright youngsters, my senior school prefect, Snehil Tripathi, and his team of school prefects. I am also grateful to the government and civil administration, Army and Air Force authorities for their timely help whenever we have turned to them in our moment of need. I would like to make a special mention of District Education Department and the doctors in the city for their continued support to the school. And at the end, but not the least, parents and all the alumni, especially the SOBA authorities, for supporting, understanding me, and giving your valuable inputs all the time. Thank you very much, and God bless you.